Bro Show.
Have a good morning. Welcome to the Bro Show, where we talk about everything and anything and try to make sense of what's happening. The Bro Show is always being brought to us by Evian Natural Spring Water. Water the way nature intended. Ng Jack in the Box. Breakfast all the time, breakfast all the way. Ng Godfather Shoes, uniquely handcrafted, specially made just for you. And the Medical City, where patients are partners. For your next medical travel to the Philippines, always choose the Medical City. Once again, half a day to you, bros and sis. My name is DJ Dudes, and I am with the bros, starting with one-man quartet, the Professor, Professor Matt Lester Batel. Prof, good morning to you.
Good morning, DJ Dudes. Half a day, happy Friday sa ating mga tagapakinigan. It's a very special Friday because as DJ Dudes has mentioned, one-man quartet, ito one-man band, one-man orchestra ang ating makakausap. Kaya again, I'm spoiling who the guest is, but I'll let DJ Dudes do the honors. Kaya DJ Dudes, take it away.
All right, thank you so much, Professor. And to complete our Triforce, 3 tenors in one body. The Professor, yes. Now we got Tito Bojo Molina. Tito Boj, good morning to you.
Good morning, dudes. Good morning, Prof. And if I have 3 tenors in one body, I will be doing my own voicing already at that time. But anyways, magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. And dudes, hindi ko na lang, ikaw na magpakilala dito. Kasi pag ako nagpakilala dito, lahat na ng superlative ibibigay ko dito. Pero isa lang ang sasabihin ko, bago niya ako bigyan ng kanyang mga one-liners also. Bata pa lang ako, pinapanood ko na to.
We are going to verify that, Bodge. Sige. But yes, our guest for today is a very special friend, really close to the heart of the Guamanians, of the Filipinos here on the island of Megamix 101.9 FM. Talagang malaki ang naiambag ni super friend natin sa radio station natin dito sa Guam. The voice of the Philippines, one super hell of a rocker. This man can build a city of rock and roll overnight. None other than Mr. Nino Alejandro.
Hello,
Nino, half a day.
Half a day. My gosh. Hello, lahat ng mga friends ko dyan sa Guam. I've missed you all so much. Of course, dudes. Sir, Professor, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. And of course, my Tito Bocho. Si Chong Bocho.
Chong. Classic.
Anyway, guys.
Classic.
Diba? hindi nga Tito, probinsyano talaga si Chong. Diba?
Nino, we miss you so much. We really miss you so much. That's
Thank
coming
you.
from the heart. Kasi for the past so many years, talagang you will always come here. You will visit the island. You will entertain a lot of our kababayans.
Yes.
Day in, day out. Night in, night out. Talagang we always enjoy your sets. Babalik-balikan talaga. Ito ang tanong. Kailan ka babalik dito sa Guam?
My gosh. First and foremost, alam naman natin yung nangyayari sa mundo. And parang times 10 dito sa Pilipinas. I would love the opportunity to come back to Guam, as soon as I can. I've been locked down here in the Philippines since 2019, and it's like I always tell people, this is it's so real, but I've turned it into a joke, diba? This lockdown has been the longest amount of time I have spent all at once with my family, with my wife and my daughter. All right.
Wow.
Usually, kasi my daughter's 10. I've been married, for a pretty long time na rin. But because I'm always traveling. I'm always on the go because that's where work takes me, whether it's there in Guam performing for our kababayans, or if I'm on a concert tour in the US or in Canada, or on a tour in Japan, and recently, before pre-pandemic, even Korea. So I'll be in Manila for 3-4 months, working on a quick project, and then I fly out again, and I'll be gone for 2-3 months as well. So this particular lockdown has kept me here going on 2 years now. I do look forward to the day that I can get onto a plane and go back to Guam and perform for all of my kababayans there. So I'm just the moment that that parang we here in the Philippines that it's considered safe enough to, you know, I you know, and if there are still offers, or if there are still people who want to see and listen to me there in Guam,
For sure.
I would love to. I would love to.
For sure. For sure. You know,
Thank you.
we're missing your live performances, Nino, but
Thank you.
you know, it's a blessing that our kababayans continuously hear your music kasi lagi
Thank
namin
you.
pinapatugtog. Lagi
I
namin
really
pinapatugtog yan on
appreciate
air.
that. I appreciate that. I
Mhm.
remember my first number one was because of you guys. It was because of Guam and because of Megamix. Thank you so much.
And
And it's I have, you know, I'm eternally grateful for you guys.
And later on, we're going to talk about the new music of Mr. Nino Alejandro.
Oh, thank you.
Keep your radios locked here. Professor Bodge, you do have a lot of questions sa ating best friend dito, si Nino. Go ahead, Prof.
Yes, you know, you mentioned you've been a friend of Guam, palagi ka nasa Guam, and you know our kababayans are really love when you're there performing. But I'm not sure if anyone has asked you this question, but do you have roots in Guam, and do you have family there, or is it really a choice why you're always there? To begin with?
I have an uncle who lives there, si Tito Bojo. Tito ko po nakatira. No, well, I don't. I have a lot. I have a lot of friends there. I've made a lot of friends there that are like family. You know, I don't think I actually have any blood relatives that live there. Pero ang napansin ko kasi sa community natin dyan sa Guam is, you know, because there a lot of us, a lot of you guys were born and raised in Guam, all right, and we have so many that are implants, diba? That have migrated from Manila or anywhere here in the Philippines and have made Guam their home, you know. So, and in a situation like that, I noticed na dun lumalabas talaga yung bayanihan spirit ng Filipino, 'di ba, na oy, makita mo, uy, kabayan, 'di ba? Kababayan, 'di ba? Kahit hindi tayo magkamag-anak, basta Pinoy tayo, it's like we become family. Because ang kasama natin maybe ibang lahi or tao na hindi natin kilala, so we tend to stick together and become like family, na parang adopted family na. So when I'm there, you know, it's Bojo's family is my extended family there. The musicians that I play with there, one of my best friends on Guam is I probably, in my opinion, one of the best musicians there. Si Jason Burkhart. All right. You know, I'm, you know, he's like my brother as well, and so many other people. You know, Miss Techi Torres is like my mom there. So, you know, parang I feel na I have family there in Guam, which is why I never felt like a tourist or a guest when I get there.
But you know what, Nino, let me just echo what you have said. Totoo yung sinabi mo na mayroong bayanihan spirit, that even though that we are not blood related, we treat each other as family. Kaya nung sumali ka sa The Voice Philippines, the whole Guam, the entire island was rooting for you. And I want you to know that.
Thank you. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. That means a lot because may representative din kayo sa Guam that was on my team na si Mama Char, di ba? And it was so nice because it was like as an adopted son of Guam, I felt, you know, very, very good because a lot of my friends would message me, you know, from Guam, letting me know that you're watching and you're supporting, and kung pwede lang bumoto, you know, and yun nga, parang it made me feel very good na, because actually right when we started doing The Voice, kagagaling ko lang ng Guam. As in, I like weeks before we started shooting, I was in Guam. So alam mo yun, yung parang fresh pa rin sa isip ko, fresh pa rin sa isip nyo that I was there. So it was a great, it made me feel so good to see the love and the support.
Yes, we were rocking with you. We were headbanging with you. Sabi sa'yo,
Thank
Nino,
you.
kami ang swerte. Kami ang swerte
Thank
mo.
you. I believe it. I believe it.
Tito Bodge, it's so nice to you know, have you and of course Nino Alejandro in one episode, in one screen. Alam ko na ang inyong roots, it goes, you know, way back yung friendship niyo. Tito Bodge, go ahead.
Yes, we are actually 1/3 of our boy group from the 90s called Voice Unlimited. Yeah, si Nino and I, sabi niya kanina, madalas naman kami magkamustahan yan. Once in a while, we'll text, pare, kamusta, how are you, and everything like that. So basically, I know what's happening with Nino, and Nino knows what's happening here on Guam through me also. Pero may tanong ako, Nins, para lang sa benefit ng mga nakikinig, ano? Nung balik natin ulit dito kasi nga parang deja vu nangyayari ngayon, parang balik na naman tayo sa lockdown diyan, may ECQ na naman dito sa Guam, may konting resurgence na naman. It's deja vu. Balik natin ang deja vu ng konti, no? Where were you when the lockdown in Manila started? The very first one. What were you doing? Anong scenario? Nasaan ka?
The very first one. Well, kasi ngayon season 3 na kami rito eh. So so yung season 1 I was in Manila. I was about to star in a musical play here, a Broadway musical that was brought here to Manila to do its Asian premiere. It was a Tony Award-winning show called The Band's Visit. All right, funny, tear-jerking musical. Kasama ko doon mga favorites natin, Mark Bautista. All right, and then legendary theater actors, Rodi Vera and Menchu Yulo, Lauchenko Yulo. Very, very amazing cast, great story. We were ready to have our opening night at the RCBC Theater. As in the press had all their invites and everyone was ready. Literally, naka-costume na kami, naka-makeup na kami. We were just waiting to start. Okay, that was a Thursday. I won't forget. Friday was our opening night. Thursday was like our press preview. As in, literally ready na kami to go. Then we are called backstage, and we are told that the government just announced a lockdown starting at midnight tonight. All right, so it's like basically you have to get your affairs in order. Meaning, kami, whereas in you're not allowed to be here. So we were given 30, 40 minutes to clear out our dressing rooms and basically go home, you know, for the last time that we were going to see that theater and see that show. So many of us were confused and other members were crying, and because parang we were saying, because especially we didn't know what the scope of COVID was, diba? We just know na okay, it's parang there's word na pasok na rito sa Pilipinas or whatever, you know. But at the time, kasi it was like wala kang kilala that had it, diba? It's really just a statistic or a number, diba? And you're like, hindi, malayo pa yan eh, or diba, it's far away if it was found in this, you know. Can't we just do our opening weekend? We work so hard for this, you know. And because of that, hindi kami nag-open. We also didn't get paid, you know, for our talent fees for the performances. We got paid to rehearse and stuff like that. But up until that moment, the actual real money, which isn't huge, you know, it's not that huge in theater, but we couldn't get it because we never actually opened, you know. So it was surreal that, you know, parang all of a sudden, imagine what the theater with a full production and a set is. You now have 30 minutes to tear this down. You know, the crew had to rush in. They had to bring the large, you know, semi-truck na ano para isakay lahat, and you can imagine that the pandemonium. Imagine what EDSA is like on a regular day. Imagine now na all of a sudden, in 7 hours, magla-lockdown.
But Nino, I want to go back to your story na, okay, few hours na lang, mag-open na yung play, right? And then of course, the lockdown was announced that you have to pack up, you have to, you know,
Evacuate,
literally tear down. Right, the props, the set. Here's, for any consolation, pinauwi ba sa inyo yung props man lang? Yung costume nyo, pinauwi man lang? It's
No. I mean, what do you call it? It is fully staffed, very professional yung mga wardrobe namin. As in, I mean, it's I don't know. It was a big production naman with a big company naman. Na may budget naman na pang ano. So these people,
Yeah.
took all of our stuff, took care of our stuff, loaded it right
Nice.
away. And
Mhm.
yun nga, parang we get in trouble when we steal props or costumes. What do you guys?
Pero is there a chance na
Mhm.
it will pursue? This
We
will
all, I mean,
push through? Mhm.
that is the plan. That is the plan.
Nice.
It's our dream, really. It's such a beautiful story. That particular show. I mean, I love theater in general, but this particular one show, The Band's Visit, was so relevant. It was so touching, so funny. It's a show kasi about nothing. It's these people who are in the show aren't important, aren't put it this way. It shows it's a show about Jewish people and Arab people, all right? And that they're forced to kind of be together, all right? And despite, whatever moral value differences and stuff like that, you see how they get along. You see the differences. Sometimes it's really just lost in translation. It's actually the same, and it's beautiful, which is why I wish we really had the opportunity to share it. And the funny thing is people here in Manila were saying, maintindihan ba namin yan? Diba? Because anong kinalaman namin sa, sa Arabs or sa Jews and stuff? And I said, no. I said, when you see the problems and the differences, it's really, we can relate to it because we have the same problems. We have those same stereotypes. We have those same language barriers, so, and like I said, it's a very, very relevant, feel-good story.
Mhm. I agree with you because as human beings, we suffer the same problems, we have the same challenges, we have pretty much the same misunderstandings. So sana matuloy talaga yan, and we'll be able to watch it. At sana makauwi rin kami to see that.
Sana.
Professor?
Yeah, I wanted to ask, I'm not too familiar with the play, but is it a comedy or is it like a serious play?
You see, that's the thing. It has so many hilarious parts. I mean, I want to say that it's part comedy and part, there's lots of dramatic scenes and there's some heavy scenes in it, But like I say, it's not necessarily taking on, nation versus nation. It's really just people, and there are some hilarious characters in it, and a lot of the miscommunications in the scenes are hilarious because sometimes, when you're with someone who doesn't speak your language or you don't speak their language, sometimes you're fighting and you're actually agreeing, but you're fighting about it because you don't realize you agree.
Yeah.
Or something like that. So it's I remember tumatawad ako sa parang night market Changi sa Hong Kong, and I was shouting at the guy because I was saying 15, I'll buy it for 15. And yun pala, he's shouting back at me, 15. Okay, I'll give it for 15. And the thing is, yung ano niya sa akin, it's like he was parang insulted na humihirit ako ng 15. And I was like, gago to diba? Or something like that, Yung pala, we're agreeing. It's just that I just don't understand what he was saying. It wasn't until nilabas namin yung calculator. And I showed him, ito. And he's like, yes. So,
Yan.
Oh,
Yan.
okay. Yeah. Diba? So, okay.
I can imagine. 15! 15! 15!
No,
15!
Diba? It was
Pataas
like
na
here,
board.
diba? Isipin mo na lang na, alam mo yun, pupunta ka ng Green Hills, diba? Tatawad ka. Oh, miss, magkano to? 1.5. Oh, kunin ko ng 500. 500? Diba? Oh, 500. 500? So parang, that's what I thought it was. Yung pala, he was shouting at me, agreeing that I'll take it for 15 Hong Kong. And I'm just go, 15 Hong Kong that's not a big amount, but we were fighting about this low amount. It was just,
I like your story. It proves that calculator can bring world peace.
oh yeah.
Calculator.
Numbers is universal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Diba?
Budge, we're talking about numbers na. Magaling ka sa numbers. Go ahead.
Medyo.
Kasi, yung,
Yung ano kasi, yeah, go ahead.
Bodge, turuan mo naman ako gumamit ng abacus. Diba?
Hindi, ang ginagamit ko is ano pa, yung...
Shot fired! Shot fired!
Sundial pagdating sa...
Sundial. Oras.
sundial,
Ano?
pa. At saka yung glass, hour glass natin, yung ano.
Kasi nga, di ba noon, uso, ngayon now, you wear a watch, more as a fashion thing. Whereas before, you wear a watch to tell the time. Si Bodge, kasi hindi na kailangan ng relo eh.
I need a
Titignan,
sundial.
Bakit?
hindi nga niya yung sundial, titignan lang niya yung araw eh.
Shadow lang.
Alas 4 na.
Well, anyways, dudes, Prof, Nino, and this is something that I really, really love about my friend. He's one of the most passionate that I know. Passionate in terms of what he does. When it comes to music, when it comes to performing, when it comes to family, when it comes to the things that we love, like movies and basketball teams. Passionate yan, yung kapatid kong yan. Pero Nino, during the pandemic, of course, there's a lot of changes in the landscape in entertainment, both music, right? So,
Yeah.
what was how did you connect again to your audience? Because it's hard. It's hard not having to perform outside. It's hard not having to reach out to them and see them, like the play that you have, usually the visits that you have here in Guam. How did you reconnect yourself to your audience?
I had to reinvent myself. Honestly, when that play closed down, that was supposed to be a 6-week engagement there. Yung play na yun was supposed to run for 6 weeks. All right. Mm-hmm. And like, ako kasi, I have my whole year planned out already. So inisip ko, 2020. We had like this big celebration. Yung New Year's na 2020, this is going to be amazing, blah, blah, blah. Lahat tayo ng ganyan, di ba? And I was like, okay, first quarter, I'm going to be doing a musical. All right, so Pilipinas tayo. Right after the musical ended, which was supposed to be 6 weeks, 2 days later, I was supposed to fly to Tokyo. All right, to go to a whole country tour in Japan. All right, and after that, I was supposed to be in the US in October. So it's like these are things kasi that I took for granted because you're like, okay, the show is there, blah blah blah. We're gonna do this. I'm always like that. Parang the year has to be planned out, and then it's like, okay, and then whenever something like Guam comes in, usually I'll get a call. Baka pwede ka mag-Guam. Kaya ba 6 weeks? Kaya ba isang buwan or something like that? Titignan ko yung calendar, diba? And it's usually I have to take it out of my downtime in Manila, diba? It's usually if I'm in Japan, if I'm in the US, I'll be like, okay, may 3 months ako rito or may 2 months ako rito in Manila na wala akong gagawin. I'll take Guam. I'll go, Pero there was talk of me going in 2020. They were like, okay, when you get back from this, it was actually after Japan I was supposed to go to Guam. I was in talks with people there. Hey, come here, perform in our spot. It's sad because I it feels good. I don't think some of those places are open anymore, but because of the pandemic. But that's how it goes. So one of the things kasi that really saved me. All right, because I was really worried. I was really worried when this first happened. Like I said, when the whole idea of 2 months lumagpas na and you realize this is not a vacation, because if everyone, I think we can afford to take a month off and you'll be like, ay, salamat, I can just do nothing for a month, diba? Pero kung maabot na ng 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, you just, my gosh, when is this gonna, when am I actually gonna work again or earn, whatever? All of a sudden you realize you're dipping into savings, diba? And you're like, my gosh, okay, whatever, puting ako may savings ka, diba? It was a good friend of ours, a good friend of mine, Christian Bautista, all right, messaged me. And he's like, kamusta ka na? I mean, it's funny because I'm older than he is, but Christian has this this parang kuya mentality.
Parang
You know,
ako lang
I-
yan. Parang ako lang yan. Ganyan.
Uncle yung sayo. Alam mo yun, yung wise uncle.
Yun.
What do you call it?
Ganda ng bawi. Ganda ng bawi. I like it.
Christian Bautista messages me, "Kamusta ka na? You holding up okay?" and everything like that. And the thing is, Christian's such a great guy. He's a very bagay sa name niya. He's a very Christian, religious guy. But he's one of those guys that will find a Bible verse for every situation. But he's always checking up on people. He asked, I was like, I'm doing what I can. Sabi ko, one by one, naka-cancel yung mga live shows ko. From the musical to yung mga I'm one of the headliners in Resorts World. All right, that's one of the things that I do. And yeah, one by one, initially they're like, "Oh, yung itong isang show na cancel, pero tuloy pa rin tong isa." And then all of a sudden, one by one, naka-cancel lahat. So I was like, "Dude, I'm living on savings," And he's like, "You want to try live streaming?" And I was like, I don't know if that's my thing. Sabi ko, I've seen people do it, and I guess they look kind of weird because parang wala silang kinakausap, And I say, I don't know if I can do that. And he's like, you try. He's like, he tried Kumu. All right. Kumu is the platform that we use. And it was still very new at this time. And he told me about it. So I was like, yeah, I'll download it. And he's like, for singers and stuff, we're able to, it's not much, but there are audiences there and you can earn a little bit from it. And I said, I remember I took a few days. I was like, no, I can't do this. I said, I'm a live performer. I'm a concert performer. I don't know if I can be, because I always associate live streaming with like those people, on Facebook or on YouTube, na ang lalim ng usapan, pero wala naman nanonood. Alam mo yun? It's like, so it's just like, I don't know if I can do that. So I tried it. I downloaded Kumu and I was like, okay, hey guys, what's up? And want to hear a song or something like that. And unti-unti nakikita mo may mga tao na pumapasok sa stream. Diba? They're watching. And there's real interaction with them. It's right. Because honestly, before, it's hard sometimes kasi when you're on, let's say, guesting on a live show, let's say on YouTube or Facebook or whatever, because ang bilis. Tsaka unang-una, I have a hard time reading comments in real time, because it's so fast, diba? So you're just like, wow. But this one, it was like, I was able to read it and you can scroll up and then it's really like you're just talking to someone, and then you see one person becomes 10 people becomes 50 people. And then it's all of a sudden, I guess I kind of got used to it because I felt like someone was watching. And Bodge can attest to this, just like me. As a performer, whether you're a singer or an actor, we, papansin tayo eh. Diba? We love attention. It's part of what makes us performers. We, as a live streamer, all of a sudden, it was a different medium, but I felt their eyes on me, and then it kind of lights the fire in you and inspires you to perform again. So all of a sudden, it's like I did this live stream, and then all of a sudden, it becomes like the gig.
But I guess it's really good because you can really bring your creativity out.
Well,
diba?
yeah,
Of course, the performance that you're going to do. Diba?
And then what? Yeah, because we started doing these live streams, and I'm very fortunate that I chose the super late night stream. I used to go on at 2 a.m. So talagang parang graveyard. And it's funny because there were Pinoys na mga vampira because wala kang trabaho eh. So people magpupuyat, diba? And there's no entertainment. At the time, there was no TV, there was no whatever, so people were just all tuned into these live streams. And, that's where you would see your artists and stuff. And I remember it was like, that was where I was like, all right, I'm gonna turn this into like a talk show. I've always dreamed of having a talk show, like a late night talk show. Conan,
Yes.
Jay Leno, Jimmy Fallon, that whole type of thing. So it's
Letterman,
like,
yeah.
yeah, exactly. So I was like, I'm gonna have guests, because Kumu was the first one that would allow you to have guests and stuff. And I remember I totally played the friend card and coach card with Leia Salonga. I was like, will you please guest on my stream? And she's like, what is this cool? And I was like, you just have to download this and then click that. Okay, and who are we talking to? The people online. I said, if you give me a permit, you say yes, I'll tell the people that you're guesting on my show. And she's like, okay. So she agreed. She goes, it was like, I have some downtime at home, and then night owl din yun si Leia. So yeah, she guested on my stream, and it was amazing. The viewership, and then we were able to show people like a different side of her, that they would never see if she was on a traditional TV show or something like that. We were talking silly things. It was fun. And then all of a sudden that got such good reviews, and I was like, all right. And then I saw people magkakaroon ng mga guests din yung mga ibang stream. Sabi ko, aba,
ayun.
Hindi ako magpapatalo rito. I made a call and used the mentor card, and I was like, Idol Martin, here you go. Will you guest on my live stream? And it's like, what is this? And then so I had a few guests. Martin came out on the show. Leia came out on the show. The one that was most heavily viewed at the time, because now she's all over the news right now. But there was a time we hadn't seen her for like 2 years. I was the first person to ever bring back onto the screen Ellen Adarna. All right, I remember there was a time that she disappeared. It's like she and she kind of kept really private and stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, I don't really know her personally. I follow her on Instagram and stuff like that, and it was cool because she supported me. She doesn't know who I am, but she showed support for me when I was on The Voice, and so it's like we followed each other, and then I just out of the blue, I posted, and then like she liked something. I was like, oh my gosh, Ellen's online. So I was like, hey, I know this is a long shot, but unless I try, the answer is already no.
Yeah.
Would you like to guest on my Kumu show? And she said,
We're learning a lot here. We're learning a lot here, okay? If you don't ask, the answers will always be no.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
You have to aim high. Diba? So all of a sudden, the worst she can say is no. Diba? But she said, yeah, game. So all of a sudden, I was like, no one had seen her in like 2 years. And it's like, yeah, guess what, guys? I have Ellen Adarna coming on the show. And all these guys were like, what? And, so that was the first time I had a huge male viewership, right? Of just all of these fans and admirers.
Bakit kaya?
No idea. No idea.
No idea. But Nino, for us here on Guam, how can we, watch you? How can we, reconnect
what you guys
to
can
Nino?
do, download the Kumu app. It's in the App Store and in Google Play. All right, it's a totally Filipino made and owned app. All right, and yeah, you just download it. You create a free account, and then just follow me at Nino Alejandro. You'll see my account, and there are my posts on when my streaming schedules are, and so many. Not just me. So many other artists, from all networks. It's not a solely this or this or this. From all Kapamilya, Kapuso, and Kapatid, we're all on there. And it's cool because it's a place where we can collaborate together. If traditionally I was associated, I'm a freelance, but let's say before, because of The Voice and stuff, I was associated with that network. That was an opportunity that I could work with someone from another network. And then at the same time, I'm still releasing music under. Now I have my own record label. from just, being an artist and just a producer, I now opened up my own label. It's actually a sub label for Warner Music Philippines. And it's great working with them because when you have the power of one of the biggest companies in the world, it has its perks. So it's like my music and the artists I produce and release, they're put on the Warner platform, and it just, amazing things happen.
And the record label was your own record label. This was something that was created during the pandemic lang,
Well, actually,
or was
no.
it before pa?
And I had my own label before, but it was really just to produce my own music. It was like, okay, this is the parang my small 3-man company is what produces my music, But then because of that, it was like, okay, I'd like to, branch out and start working with other artists, and that's where I signed Mama Char. Okay. Mama Char released a single last year. Shout out to Mama Char. And she released her single Funky Love last year. Unfortunately, our promo plans got halted or had to be altered because of the pandemic, and so now thinking of ways, I promote on Kumu, where the other artists have that I have a P-pop girl group called Daydream. They have a very strong presence online. That genre is very, very popular, and parang they have a very, very good fan base. And so just I guess I'm like a label executive now. So,
Yes, you are. Yes,
Yeah,
you are,
so-
sir. Yes, you are, sir. We all know that you're such a great performer, okay?
Oh,
Pero
thank you.
siguro yung iba hindi rin nila alam na you are such a brilliant songwriter.
Oh,
And
thank
just
you.
to refresh the memories, of our listeners, of particularly the mega mixers, yung isa sa mga jingle, the first ever jingle of the radio station, si Sir Nino ang gumawa nun. Siya yung sumulat, okay, words and music. This is the man behind that. Alam pa?
Mega Mix. Whoa. 101.9. Mega Mix. Whoa. Forever. Sound like that, huh?
Yeah. I love
Oh my
that.
God.
Hanggang ngayon, that's been, I don't know, maybe about 10 years ago or so.
Maybe something
Pero
like
hanggang
that.
ngayon,
Yeah.
hanggang ngayon, it's in our mind.
Wow,
Talagang nandun
really?
pa eh. Na-LSS pa kami dyan eh.
The one thing I remember being on Guam a few years ago, pre-pandemic and stuff, I was at the supermarket there. Shout out to everyone at Payless. Okay. I was in line at the grocery, just doing my groceries. And I remember I was just in shorts, chinelas, pambahay lang. And then there was a family in line ahead of me. And I wasn't talking to them. They weren't talking to me, but there was a kid. And the kid was singing, Mega Mix, whoa. Mega Mix, whoa. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, I wrote that,
Yeah.
So, and I was like, wow, what I love about Mega Mix in Guam is that, and it like parang the listeners are very loyal, just like here on the Bro Show, it's like you guys have your stable of listeners, and of course new ones come in and everything like that, but there are people that you can really rely on, so support, makikinig, so and that's a great thing.
Yes, pump-up music eh. Pump-up music, if you're going to face a heavy day, listen to that jingle, Whoa, 101.9. Tito Budge, go ahead.
Alam mo, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours is not enough when we talk to Nino Alejandro. And believe me, I know that because we can go on and on and on today until our jaws drop because we're so tired, but it's not gonna stop. So with Nino, I will just say congratulations, bro.
Thank you.
you're one of the ultimate bros here that we interviewed, and then what is there for us to look forward to? What are the other things that you're doing right now? You have the viewerships here that you could reach out and invite them to what you're doing.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
The
I'd
new
like to invite.
single.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd like to invite everyone to please check out my brand new single on Spotify, on Apple Music, on iTunes, and on YouTube. It's called One More Try. It's a song that I wrote. It's a song about destiny. It's about two people who have been through some stuff together, both good and bad. And kahit na naghiwalay sila and they went their different ways, their paths ended back to each other, and they had one more try, at making it right. That's the thing is, I guess as a songwriter also, you had to have gone through some stuff before you get that realization, because when you're young and you think na naghiwalay kayo ng yung whoever, you think it's over, diba?
Yes.
Sometimes it just has the perfect time, diba? Diba?
Ang galing mo sa ganyan, Nino. One of your songs, Ano Kaya? Diba? The what ifs ng pagmamahal. But my personal favorite, I like Ano Kaya, but my personal favorite, Tulay.
Oh yeah, thank you. My gosh.
Tulay.
Tulay.
We always play
Tulay.
that.
Thank you. Tulay is a collaboration I did, a songwriting collaboration with one of the, in my opinion, one of the best. I co-wrote that with Rico Blanco. I had the opportunity to sit down with him, and I was like, sulat tayo, and then we came up with Tulay. Yeah, and he's really like a poet. His words kasi are so relatable, and parang the challenge that he and I challenged ourselves, and it's funny because I continue to use that same challenge on myself today, because we're like, all right, a lot of the time the song's going to be about love, right? It's going to be about a girl, it's going to be about a guy or whatever, about love, and it's either going to be happy or either going to be sad. We were like, the challenge is always trying to find that different angle or that different story of love, diba? So when we did Tulay, I mean, for those who haven't heard it, it's about you have a friend that's being the bridge, trying to get you to date her friends, diba? Yun pala, the whole time, yeah, yun pala, you're in love with her, you're in love with the bridge, you're in love with the tulay, and she doesn't know it. So you're telling her that I don't like any of your friends, I like you, diba? So I was like, okay,
yeah,
diba? No, because we've all been there.
It gives you that, hey, hindi lang ako tulay. Diba? I'm the one. Oh,
yeah, no, diba? I mean, it's constantly the challenge, to write songs and try to write something different or something refreshing. You can't even really say that there are any new ideas, because since time has began, I assume music has been there, and every note has been played. Every chord has been played. There's no one's discovering anything now, diba? And the people who think they're discovering new chords, you're not, diba?
But
and then,
speaking of experiment innovation, you have great covers as well. Paano mo binibigay for example, How Can I Fall? How Do You Talk to an Angel? Diba? To name a few. Paano mo binibigay yung mga Paano mo binibigay yung Nino flavor?
I was taught that if and ever that you are going to sing a cover or someone else's song, you can't just say, cover to diba? So I'm gonna whatever. Some of my mentors taught me that even though you didn't write this song or it's been recorded in the past by someone, it's theoretically a cover. Kasi ngayon, in this day, in 2021, we call it cover. It's a cover, diba? But before, when I was starting out, all right, we used to call it a remake or a revival, diba?
Revival, yeah.
Yeah, diba? That was the term. Now it's a cover, diba? I feel kasi those are two separate things. A cover is, you like this song and you're gonna sing it. diba? A revival or a remake, which is how it's been programmed in my mind, is that you take that song. Yes, it's a popular song, or it's been recorded before by someone else, but you have to recreate it like it's your song. You have to treat it like it's your song. Diba? Like if Nino was gonna be, if I was gonna be the one to do this, How Can I Fall? Or How Do You Talk to an Angel? You know, or it's like parang, paano ko babanatan to? Diba? How would I have done it? And you try not to sound like or mimic the original. You go out there and sing it like you. Sing it like
Going back to that experience, kasi pag buka pa lang ng bibig mo, first note, ikot na kagad si Coach Leia. Ikot na kagad. Diba? And she was just standing, she was dancing, she was jamming, and then of course the two other coaches, Coach Sarah, Coach Apple, they turned, and then Coach Bamboo, may hinihintay lang na note si Coach Bamboo, but we all knew, iikot din yon. 4 chair turners. Okay, konting kwento para doon sa mga fans talaga ng The Voice Philippines and your fans. Anong nararamdaman mo doon? You really owned, the stage that time.
I came 4 days yung taping na yun. 4 days yung taping ng all of the blind auditions. Whether may umikot to hindi. You're there and you get to perform your whole song, diba? So I remember, and you can imagine it's 4 days and you have how many hundreds of blind auditions that are going to happen, diba? You can imagine just how tired the coaches become, diba? Listening to just hundreds of songs, diba? Mm-hmm. And then, you have to fill up your team. 16 slots lang on your team, diba? So you got to be strategic, diba? And imagine, I came out on day 4, and then people were saying, si Coach Leia, 2 na lang yung bakante. Diba? Si Coach, 1 na lang yung bakante. So I was thinking, my gosh, sabi ko, there's only a handful of slots left. How are we going to do this? And this is, day 4. And at the same time, I'm sure pagod na sila. Diba? And I mean, I guess I'm very, very grateful and fortunate that that the song that we agreed that I would sing, because it's what happens when you do that is they ask for, okay, can you write a list of 10 songs? 10 songs. And it was like, okay, 10 songs that you love and you do well. And then it's like the production chooses what you'll do. All right. I have a feeling, there was parang angel on my shoulder in the sense that they chose Highway to Hell. And I mean, it's a life-changing song to me. And parang when I actually did it, I guess no one has ever sang that song on The Voice of the Philippines. All right. So it was totally fresh for them to hear, both the coaches and the
really
staff.
Brave to sing that song.
Yeah,
that's really
not
brave.
That's not a traditional song.
It's not an easy song. It's not an easy song. I mean, it's something that I play in my live shows with my band and stuff. Because we like to rock and roll. And initially, when I didn't know what to expect, I'm like, okay, Bamboo is a rock singer, so I'm sure he's going to be familiar with this. But I was like, will Coach Sarah know this? I said, she's a lot younger than I am, and she's like this pop belter. And I said, and like I said, a lot of people, the misconception is that I already was friends with Lea Salonga prior to the competition, which is not true. I had met her once and had a picture with her, as a fan. That's the only time. But because of my years also in the industry, I guess she was aware of who I was. She was aware of who I was, But yeah, she didn't know I was coming on the show. She didn't, and we were not close by any means. I mean, I'm very, very honored that, she and I have become close, and she's still coaching me and, is a good friend. But
Nino, even though that you're friends with the coaches or not, we have seen your performances. You deserve it.
Thank you.
No,
Thank you.
Right?
Yeah.
And
Agreed.
it's not. The thing is, even if they knew, even if you know the coaches don't know that's you.
Exactly.
Because nakatalikod sila eh. Diba? You know, so I mean that's the cool thing kasi I think about that particular show. I mean, even before I was on The Voice of the Philippines, I was a fan of The Voice in the US, the show over there, right? And then there are even versions in Europe. So I really love the concept that they had no idea, you know, because sometimes, let's say in the other shows, they'll see you come out and you'll be like, ay, pogi, ay, maganda, ay, sexy, ay, whatever. And you're like, oh, kahit hindi masyado magaling, sige, sila yung panalo, or whatever, diba? It factors into it, and whatever. That's just how the nature of the business is. The first time I saw yung nakatalikod, and I was like, yes. Sabi ko, that's so different. It's so different, and it makes it a little more fair. You know?
Yeah.
Parang, you know, so, you know,
walang prejudice, walang biased, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it
Walang
was
visuals.
It's pure talent,
you know, I mean,
you're evaluating.
and you know, once you've been chosen and then they see you and you're on a team, that's when it becomes a little more traditional. But the good thing is that you got in on your voice.
Right.
You know, so
Nino, we're going to take this opportunity, okay? Hihirit kami ng sample from Nino. Guys, bros, ano ang ipapasample natin kay Nino? Highway to Hell, To Lie, this new single?
Ako, I would love to. I mean, I've heard this new single, but I think it would be really good if he can sing it live. It's a very upbeat and pump up song, gagaya nga na sabi ni DJ Dude. So it's very energizing.
Sure.
How about you, Bodge? What's your vote?
Bodge, what's your?
Ako, ito, ano lang to ha, private inside joke lang. Aling Nena's fried chicken, pare.
Share nyo yan, Share nyo yan.
Joke lang yan. Means I would love to hear you sing.
Okay, Aling Nena's fried chicken. Masarap. Here we go. All right, guys. This is just a total impromptu acoustic performance of my new single, One More Try. It's out on Warner Music Philippines, produced by my label, Rebel Records Philippines. It's on Spotify, guys. It's on Apple Music. Sa mga gumagamit pa rin ng iTunes. It's available there too, and you guys can watch it on YouTube. There's official audio there as well. A lyric video. I'm gonna be shooting an official video for it very, very soon. All right, but it's a song about, like I said, destiny. You know, two people being given another shot. Alam ni Bodjo yung mga ganyan.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Nino Alejandro.
Hey baby, I never knew that fate could be so kind. Ooh. Hey woman, I didn't know that time was on our side. Yeah. No matter how many miles stand in between us, our hearts and souls are intertwined like wolves. No matter how many tribulations we encounter, it's still me and you. So I lift up my hands, lift them up to the sky, and I thank the stars above for giving us just one more try. When destiny calls, it won't be denied. So I thank the stars above for giving us just one more try. And love. Cause I was lost, but now I'm found. Wanting to fly away, but now my feet are back on the ground. Yeah. Funny as it seems, no matter what I do, no matter where I go, always brings me back to you. Yeah. So I lift up my hands, lift them up to the sky, and I praise God above for giving us just one more try. When destiny calls, it won't be denied. So I thank the stars above for giving us just one more try. And Lord, thank you so much, guys.
Woohoo! Nino Alejandro, that's what I'm talking about. You know, listen to more Nino Alejandro song and you will have more appreciation in life, in love, and maybe you will get that one more try, that one more chance, right? Mr. Nino, thank you so much for your time. Super, super. We really enjoyed it, but we're not yet done. We do have this Slam Jam. We call this, Slam Jam with the bros. We got a fast talk. Are you ready for this? Okay.
As ready as I can be. Let's go.
All right. Okay, let's do this. Nino, layup or jump shot?
Jump shot.
Food that can eliminate half of the world's problem.
Cheeseburgers.
Princess Leia or Coach Leia?
Coach Leia.
Acoustic or electric?
Oh, that's like oh!
That's a difficult one.
Acoustic.
Favorite rock band?
The Beatles.
Do you have any lucky charm?
My keychain. It's nothing special. It's a drum key that was given to me by Ranny Raimundo in 1994. Yeah. Wow. It's still my car. It's still my keychain up to now.
Wow, 1994. Favorite place in Guam?
Troa.
Favorite place in the Philippines?
Place in the Philippines. Well, to eat or just to go? Favorite place to be? Baguio.
All right. Favorite Nino Alejandro song?
Sigaw.
Sigaw, Pinoy. I love that song. All right. Who is the greatest Pinoy rocker of all time?
I'd have to say Mike Hanapol.
Mike Hanapol. Mr. Nino Alejandro, again, thank you so much. Bros, do you have any last messages for Sir Nino? Prof?
Oh, thank you, Sir Nino, for guesting in our show, and to all our listeners, check out his music. Let's support our very own here sa Guam, and we hope to have you back soon dito sa Guam.
I really, really hope to go back there.
Nino, please invite our listeners, your fans, our kababayans. Talagang sabik na marinig muli live ang Nino Alejandro. Sir Nino, please go ahead.
Please follow me on social media. On my Instagram, on Twitter, it's at Nino Alejandro. To anyone also that's I never go on TikTok. I have a TikTok thing, but I don't know how to use it. All right. My daughter, marunong yun. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Nino Alejandro. All of my original music is on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, and YouTube. All right. And para sa mga tito, ni Bodge, yung mga alam nang nila, Facebook lang. Please like my official Facebook page. All right. Nino Alejandro Music. And, please support all the music that comes out of my indie label, Rebel Records Philippines. One of my artists is, Guam's Pride, Mama Char. And I have my new P-pop girl group, Daydream. Four girls, members in the group, and they're amazing. It's something to really look forward to. They just put out their first single, working on the second one now. Check out their music video. They're very talented. They're gorgeous, and dream is to hope to bring them to Guam one day to perform. If there's an event or something like that, we could do something at a mall or one of the venues there. Which I think would be awesome.
It will be. We are really excited. Sana matapos itong pandemic because again, we are so excited to have again Mr. Nino Alejandro and of course all your artists. Sir Nino, thank you so much. Please don't get tired of creating music. Okay, you are really touching a lot of lives, inspiring, creating a lot of emotions. Maraming salamat sa iyo.
Thank you so much for having me. and more power to this show. You know, when Bodge told me about this,
Thank
because there
you.
would be times that Bodge would pop into my yung mga fans mo sa stream ko, inaabangan ka pa rin eh. What do you call it?
Ah,
Yeah,
They're like,
wanna be-
hi. They'll be like, hi. Darating mo si Bodge. I'm like, Bodge hasn't been here for like 7 months. Sabi ko, Bodge is not coming today. You know, one of these days, if he is, I'll let you know. You know, lagi siyang dumarating, nasan si Bodge? I don't know. And he's probably there in his house working or something, you know. So, yun. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Prof, thank you. Bodge, of course, you know, always. And to DJ Dudes, thank you, guys. And to all of my kababayans, you know, both, you know, syempre, mga Pinoy natin kaibigan dun sa Guam. And to all of my Chamorro friends and, you know, to all the other islanders that I don't know where they're from, but I see them, you know, hello din sa inyo. I really, really hope to be back on island soon. I do miss it so much. I miss the total chill vibe you guys have. You know, it's so cool just to, you know, be able to take a walk or just take a drive, you know, when you're in Guam. And, you know, you the moments you step out of the airport here in Manila, you really remember you're not in Guam anymore. And, you know, takes you like an hour and a half to get out of the airport. But, you know, it's my home. It is what it is. And like I said, thank you so much, you know, guys, for having me on the show. And thank you to everyone for always embracing my songs. And hindi kayo nagsasawa, you know, na kahit, you know, sobrang dalas ko dyan. And, you know, I've been going back and forth Guam since 2009. And, you know, that's been the last 11 years. I'm hoping for 11 years more and many more to come.
yeah.
You know, thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, bros and sis, Mr. Nino Alejandro. And to you, thank you so much for always listening to us. Again, my name is DJ Dudes, together with the professor, together with our Tito Boncho Molina. We're always reminding you to work hard, to be kind, to pray harder. Amazing things from God will definitely happen. Please enjoy the weekend and God bless you.